Hello to my favorite people. How are you guys? I hope you are doing well. Thank you for clicking on this video. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update of what's been going on with my health and what answers I have received. If you are new here, you might want to go back and look at my prior videos. I'll post the links in the description box below so that you can find them easier. Or if you just click on my profile, you can go and look down the list and see what videos that you might be interested in. But I was sick right before Christmas. I've always known there was something wrong with me my whole entire life. I just didn't know what it was. My main symptom was feeling sick, tired, and then I started getting the hair loss. So, and that, my channel became like crazy huge because of the hair loss videos. And anyway, during Christmas I felt very sick. I went to the doctor. They gave me an EGD, and then after that I had internal bleeding, so I went to the emergency room and they did another EGD, and they discovered that I had celiac disease and a hiatal hernia and a hernia somewhere else in my diaphragm. So I have two hernias. I thought it was just one, but then when I go back and look at all the paperwork, it shows two of them. But they're tiny. So the doctors told me that there's nothing to worry about. There's nothing that they can do about it. So, okay. So I've had ultrasounds, I've had CTs, I've had MRIs. No one has ever found like gallbladder. I've had pain in my upper abdomen. They did find out I had gastritis. Let's see. Okay, so fast forwarding. I've had blood tests done. I'm negative for any type of a hepatitis, A, B, or C, negative. Oh, I had the HIDA scan done, and that came out negative. And I have been gluten-free for, I think, 3 weeks now. Not months. 3 weeks or 4 weeks. I don't even remember. Time is going by so quickly. But I feel amazing now. Crazy the amount of energy that I have now. The other day I went to a birthday party, and I think I got glutenized, is what they call it, when you accidentally get some gluten in some food, like cross-contaminated or whatever, because the next morning I was having pain in my fingers and in my left knee, in my joints. So I think I might have eaten something from there. That's scary. It's hard when you have celiacs and you don't know what's in the food. I ate nuts and peanut butter and celery and raisins, and I did have a gummy worm, and I'm wondering if that might have had gluten in it. I had strawberries, I had marshmallows, but I might have gotten something. Anyway, so I went to the rheumatologist, and he wants me to get an ultrasound on one of the like large bumps on my finger. Let me switch hands on this camera. I'm holding it. See? Holding the camera. On this particular finger right here, there's like a nodule or a bump right there that was causing me a lot of pain. It hasn't recently, except for the morning after I went to that birthday party. He's gonna check me for rheumatoid arthritis, and I'm actually at LabCorp right now waiting my turn to get my blood drawn for lupus and Sjogren's syndrome and rheumatoid arthritis. They're gonna check my vitamin D and some other things. There's a bunch of tests. You know what? I can read those tests to you guys if you want to see what test I'm taking, because you might find that interesting. Maybe you could ask your doctor, hey, could I have these tests done, or something like that. So let me go read those to you real quick. I'm getting my CBC, complete blood count. They're taking my C4 and C3, my protein and creatinine, ETA, rheumatoid arthritis, Smith/RNP antibodies, Smith antibodies, vitamin D 25-hydroxy, 2 letters that are in lowercase letters, DS, and 3 letters, large capital letters, DNA, Crithidia luciliae, IFA is the ESR sediment rate, which I've actually had that test done before. RNP antibodies. By the way, I don't think this is a fasting lab. I hope not, because it doesn't say it is, because I had an apple and a yogurt and coffee this morning with creamer. Okay, the next test is CRP, and then the next test is Sjogren's AB anti-SS-A/SSB. The next test is RF, rheumatoid arthritis factor. The next test is ANA, that's the anti-nuclear antibodies. IFA, pattern and titer. And the next test is SCL70, anti-scleroderma 70 antibodies. Then we have CCP antibodies, then BMP, then my AST, my ALT, and alkaline phosphatase. That's another page, hold on. Next page says thyroglobulin antibody and thyroid paradoxase TPO-AB. I did look up these and I wrote the notes down, but I don't have the notes with me. So maybe when I get home and I'm editing, I will write down the notes of what all those tests mean, what they're for. So yeah, waiting to get my blood drawn, and then I don't know how long it's going to take to get my results. I will obviously keep you guys updated, but all I can say is I'm really glad that the HIDA scan came back negative, because that means I don't have to get my gallbladder removed, because that is the last thing I want in my life, is to have a surgery. The only surgery I've ever had in my life was my umbilical hernia, and I had some dental stuff done up here. I had to have surgery up here in my upper jaw. I've had a lot of dental surgery done, or a lot of dental work done, because I found out that celiac disease causes dental erosion. I can't tell you how many times I've gone to the dentist and I've told them, I brush religiously, I floss, I use a water pick. I'm like getting in there and like giving myself my own personal dental hygienist cleaning on a regular basis, and my teeth are just bad. And they're just kind of like, well, just brush longer. Use an electric toothbrush, you know, and I'm like, I use the mouthwash. They've given me fluoride rinses, you know, like kind you take home the prescription and you do the rinses and stuff. I've done all that, didn't work. I would say 3/4 of my mouth is like crowns and fillings. God, it's awful. But, and then the hair loss, and I've been through so much in my life, as far as like physically feeling sick all the time and just weak and tired and brain fog, and it's very frustrating. And all I can say is I am so glad that now I have something to do that, you know, with the celiac discovery of having celiac diagnosis has been life-changing for me. It's really been life-changing, and I'm very grateful to finally have a diagnosis. And I feel like I just want to like go around and teach everybody and advocate to everyone and say like, oh, you have hair loss? Have you checked celiac disease? Because everyone that has ever said, you know, oh, you have hair loss, you might have PCOS, you might have anemia, or it's just genetic. And for a long time I thought, oh, it's just genetic, you know? And guess what? Celiac disease is genetic. So, but nobody has ever said to me, you could have celiac disease. I did have one person that said, oh, you might have a gluten sensitivity. Maybe try going gluten and dairy free for a little while. Maybe see if that will help you with your joints. But no one ever said that to me about my hair loss. So I tell anybody now, if you have hair loss, it might not be just genetic. It might be celiac disease. It's a possibility. go get checked. There's a blood test you can take. If you get the marker and it's a positive marker for that test, then you can go and see your your GI doctor, gastrointestinal doctor, and see if they'll do an EGD. The test is expensive though. If you have tested positive for that blood test, oh, hang on, let me finish my sentence and I'll tell you what I'm thinking about. Then just go ahead and try going gluten-free and do the gluten-free diet and see how you feel after a month. And if you feel fantastic, chances are you probably have celiac disease. But if you want a confirmed diagnosis, you have to get the biopsies taken out. You've got to get the EGD done. So what I was going to say is that I had my son tested. So he is almost 8 years old, and I took him to the doctor because he said he was having some groin pain. And I was like, oh man, what's going on with him? He also has eczema on his hands and his arms and the bottom of his feet. And so knowing now that I have celiac and that it's genetic, I went ahead and had him tested. The test is a TTG. I might be wrong. I will post what it actually is called, but it's a test to see if you have the antibody markers for celiac disease. So I'm waiting on his test results to see if he also has celiac. I think my older son, I might have him get tested, or I'm going to let him know so he can go ahead and get that blood test done too. They say celiac disease is more hereditary in women than it is men. I'm not sure why that is. I feel like maybe women notice it more because of their hormonal changes. Maybe that's why women are more likely to have it, is because they're more likely to notice it. Maybe men carry the gene for it, but they don't have the symptoms, so they don't go and get checked, and that's why the statistics show that women have it more than men. I don't know. Anyway, that is the update on my health. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments down below. I do check my comments. I read every comment. And I will do the best I can to answer your questions. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you are doing well. And if you're not already subscribed, why not subscribe and join in on the fun? All right, you guys take care. I hope you have a blessed day. Bye.